Hi, Capricorn. It's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have another very cool reading, like we always do. And where did I set those cards down? Here they are. Today we're using the dream cards. And no, I don't know what you're dreaming, Capricorn, right? I'm not that nosy or invasive. No, but these cards are about, they can be about what is in the unconscious mind. I guess that's, invasive too, right? But um, right, it's like if you're doing a psychic reading on somebody and you're, understanding what's going on with them or with somebody else. It's like if I'm doing that. But this can, maybe you are having, a dream like this, but this is really your dreams that are, based on these cards. But it's really telling a story of, of what's in the subconscious mind, right? And which is deep, right? Let's see what we have here. And this could be your person's as well. For Capricorn, please. For Capricorn, please. Take what fits, leave the rest out. And we start with money. All right, Capricorn, you guys are all about money. Yes, you are. Long-term goals, consolidation of assets, things like that, right? Career. That's Capricorn. It is. Let's see what else we have. Today is the last day for the promotion for you guys. If you guys want to get a reading with me, and then when Capricorn season starts, I'm thinking about putting a promotion up. I'm not sure though. Thinking about a promotion for you guys. It's Sagittarius's, season right now, so I'll keep that going for them, but I'm not sure about you guys. So if you really want to get a reading, it's best to get one now. But I might open up a new promotion. It's been going now for a month. I might open a new one when your birthday comes, and that will only be for you guys, right? But I haven't decided. Let's see what we got for you guys right now. You can still get one at, great price, right? Um, yeah, and check out the calendar below. So let's see. We have the cars or the traffic, right? And we'll get one more card. I mean, the money's about money. It is. There's a big, there's a big chest full of gold bullion here. There is. If you have one of these Capricorn, send me, coffee, right, for the reading. Just kidding. Let's see what we have. And we have the mirror. All right. So let's see what these cards are talking about. The money's very clear. Hmm. This can talk about spending more, more time on the things you care about, like your investment. It can. Um, this can talk about accepting gifts that life is offering you in the form of simple daily pleasures, friendships, and good health. Maybe you're being valued or rewarded. Money means rewards, right? It also means value. Um, so, you could be rewarded here for your goodness, your talents, or your contributions you share with others. Yeah. If you're spending a lot of cash in the dream, this they're talking about if you have a dream about money, or if you're being asked to, it might be a reminder of a debt you need to pay. Okay, but this is maintain a healthy flow of giving and receiving, especially as you exchange the things of worth that don't come with price tags. So, mhm. Money can money can represent a relationship with a different kind of like standard, right? A different standard. In other words, a relationship is you value one relationship, maybe you don't value another. Yeah, that could be the case. And we have the car. The car is about, adventure and self-determination. And it can be about something that maybe you need to put the brakes on here if you've been driving yourself too hard. It can be this can be a new direction here. There could be a value here. Somebody you're deciding here, or somebody else is deciding that they value you here, or they don't value something else, could be, but that they're going in a new direction with the car. And the mirror card is here she is, right? And the mirrors behind her. The mirrors represent a purity of heart. Yeah, in many cultures and are truth tellers in Western fairy tales. Yeah, they are. Take a good look in the mirror, right? About the truths that we need to, accept or see. And so, yeah, let yourself be surprised by what you see. The mirror may be revealing a new glimpse of what lies beneath the surface. Yeah, especially with these dream cards, right? Ask the big question, is the self you intend to project consistent with what you're showing others? Reward yourself for the courage that it takes to look within the mirror. When you see your reflection today, smile at your inner and your outer beauty. Somebody went within here with the mirror. That's what they did. And this is about what they value, and what they're determined to go after here. Yeah. And steering in a new direction. They're all going in the same direction. So let's see what we have, Capricorn. We're going to use the Housewives deck. We are because we didn't want to go to work today. We wanted to be a housewife, and but we didn't want to clean, so we didn't know what to do about that, right? Can you guys help us out? You don't have to be married or a housewife. Are there any housewives left? Right? Because it's a lot different before in the United States, you know. I have to say the dream was easier. Yeah, it was. So let's see, at least in that way where women could stay home. Yeah, that dream was alive. And it's, unless your husband makes, a chunk, ching, ching, amount of money, it's really hard to stay home. But let's look at the reading here and have fun with this. And the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. And she has put these gloves on before she's washing this dish. Right. And so what this is about planning. She's being very careful here with these dishes. Somebody's planning something. And remember, we have a new direction here. So this could be your person's reading. We're going to have a member reading next up, and that will be your person's reading most likely. The devil starts the reading here. And look at the devil. It is a cake here. And it's a chocolate cake. Really, I really love chocolate cake. Yes, I do, with milk, and I don't even drink milk, right? Yeah, but with, it tastes really good with chocolate cake, right? And and so these are beautiful legs here, and this woman here, and she's this cake of a woman, and she's holding a cigarette. Reminds me of my mom, because my mom had beautiful legs, and all the teenage guys on the block would say so. Yes, they would. And so, but here we have we have these cigarettes, and they say Vice on them. We have, what's over here? This is Valium. Yeah. So this is, it's a relaxant, right? It's like a sedative. And she's holding a cocktail, right? A highball. And here is some processed food down the bottom. We have Spam, and we have this, TV dinner. And that's, I like that one, but I would never buy it. No, it's really bad for you. But the point about it is that, and then there's instant coffee, and just come an instant cheese whiz or something like that. But it's all processed food and cigarettes, alcohol, and Valium. And she's a cake. So this is about vices. That's really what it's about. Bad habits and vices. So let's see here. And now we have the Three of Swords, and there are three swords. They're actually cake cutters in this heart-shaped cake with red roses. So somebody might be afraid here, but there could be some type of heartbreak here, or a third party ends. We're going to look at, what they have to say. And the Four of Swords, and she's got her avocado mask on, and, she has like the cucumbers under her eyes, and, her makeup's here and all this stuff. And so she is revitalizing herself, right? That's what she's attempting to do. And not with these, right, these vices. No, she's not doing it like that. She's doing it. This is about somebody who's hoping to revitalize a new direction with you, or just, maybe you don't even, maybe you just met them. But it's not clear here about that yet. But there could have been a third party, and that can sometimes talk about you already with them. But we'll see about that. That doesn't always have to be the case. Somebody could have been disappointed in their life, and they want a new direction, and a new direction that they really value, right? And now we have the Five of Cups, and this is loss, a disaster and loss. And this housewife has gone, she looks kind of young, but hey, in those days, so she's gone somewhere, and she is dressed beautifully, and these cocktails are spilled. This is the Five of Cups. There's two left standing. And, maybe there's regret here. There could be. But there's two cups standing, and she's kind of going with this loss. She's going with it because she goes, well, there's still two cups standing, so it's okay. And now we have the Sun card, and she's serving her husband breakfast, right? And he's so excited, like, wow, you made that for me, honey. So that is the mindset. Somebody wants to attend to you, Capricorn, or at least make you breakfast. All right. So, you will know which one this is. But it's very cute. It is. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, and he's, the little boy who is putting all the dishes away for his mother. He's like, yeah, I'll do that, Mom. And, he gets like he gets a reward. There's a reward in this reading, and the reward is to be with you, Capricorn. It is. And we have the Ten of Wands in the concern. And so she's got all these, this is about doing the best you can, but you still can't do a good job or you still can't be happy. And that's in the concern. This is a new direction and something was burdening here. Yeah, she got 10 wands there. Not wands, but brooms and, these are housewives, brooms and mops. And, what can you do with 10 of those? You can't do anything because, you're just fumbling, right? She has her high heels on. It's really cute, right? Yeah, it is. And so in the environment is the Eight of Cups. This is a failed endeavor, a failed relationship, perhaps. It sits right in the environment. And the hopes and fears, Capricorn, is the Nine of Cups. They're opening gifts on Christmas Day. Somebody might want to be back with you on Christmas Day or before Christmas, but you're their wish here, this person. Yeah, we're going to look at their extended in the next reading in the member content. But here is, they're in their pajamas and he is you don't have to celebrate Christmas, right? We're not getting that, like, that kind of, detailed here. No, but for those of you who do, great, right? But she's in her robe. They're both in the robe, and he gave her, his wife, a present. She's happy to open it. And she's very like, oh, wow, thank you, honey. And, so yeah, this is somebody's hoping here to have you as their wish. Yeah, they are. I believe they are, or you're doing it. And the tower is in the potential outcome. The tower is breaking the mold. I want something brand new. It also comes in as some type of kind of rude awakening. Yeah, harsh awakening. And so let's get a card, Capricorn. We start with this card about vices. And this means that somebody's nervous, most likely. It could be. Um, yeah, and they are trying to, kind of comfort themselves with cigarettes and alcohol or whatever else they're doing here. There's only so much comfort you can do with a TV dinner, right? Yeah. After you eat it, you'll be like, well, I wish I ate something else, right? No. Right. Let's get a card on the Three of Swords. It is in the challenge. That's if you guys know what a TV dinner is, right? They probably have them everywhere. I'm sure they do. I think they started here in the States, but yeah, and after that, the food has been downhill all the way, right? Until you decide to eat organic or really kind of pay attention to what you put in your body, right? The hermit and the beautiful woman is taking a bath and she is actually using this soap called Lux, right? It's supposed to mean like luxury. I don't think they sell that anymore, so I'm not really worried here about, but she's sitting in this tub, this, green avocado tub here. And she's very happy. And this is the hermit. And, uh, this talks about age spots, these horrid age spots. I'm sure that soap's not going to help with it, right? No, but the point about it is that somebody could like be a little bit suffering. She's happy here, but she is contemplating the hermit, right? Somebody could have suffered here, kind of. It shows up with the Three of Swords, and they are now in contemplation. Remember, we have the mirror. That's what that's about. The mirror is about really taking a good look at yourself. But let's look at and I don't mean to see if your blush is on, your eyeshadow looks good. And no, I don't mean that, of course. Now I'm being silly for sure. But let's look at that Three of Swords, where we see a cake, a heart-shaped cake that looks, it could be delicious, especially if it's whipped cream, not if it's fake, buttercream, not in my opinion. But here, we have these three cake cutters that are going all the way through it, right? And that can be about heartache. Let's look at it here. Let's look at the Three of Cups. The Three of Swords, rather. That is not the Three of Cups. And relationship troubles in the challenge, love triangles, infidelity. And this sits with the hermit. Maybe there's a Virgo here, but this is contemplating here. Somebody's unhappy here in this reading because the devil is all showing all these vices. Nobody does all this stuff. smokes and drinks, eat junk food, and, got a cocktail in their hand and a cigarette in the other. I mean, not with all these other things going on. It's about somebody who is unhappy and most likely feeling nervous, maybe depressed, but nervous. And so and what are they nervous about? They want to revitalize something, or they want to revitalize a relationship with you, or with this Four of Swords, the lady with the mask, or they want to revitalize themselves, like, yeah, their mental health or just their life, right? And things just don't taste as sweet as they used to. The signs are all there, late nights at the office, mysterious phone calls, lipstick on his handkerchief. Uh, yeah, and so, who knows if anybody still has a handkerchief, maybe rich men, maybe. Lingering sense of a tawdry perfume, kind of like a cheap perfume. I guess that's what that means. That certainly isn't yours. Don't let him have his cake and eat it too. The Three of Swords is a sign of trouble, turmoil, and triangles in love, marriage, or close friendships. Any relationship that causes you chronic heartburn should be sliced out of your life. And that's what they're doing here. The cake cutters are actually through the cake. Something is being sliced out of somebody's life here. And could be yours or your person's, Capricorn. And so now we have the Five of Cups. This is loss. Could be a disaster. We'll look at it. It shows up in the past. The Five of Cups. See what it says. Emotional loss, pessimism. Wow, pessimism. Somebody had pessimism in the past because they were unhappy in their relationship, it looks like, or they were in a third party and they're like, well, I don't want that. I want this person. And it doesn't look like you, Capricorn. It looks like somebody suffered here because remember the Three of Swords. It doesn't have to be a third party that, I don't know, it could be where you're seeing somebody and they're with somebody else, but maybe somebody left somebody to be with you. That could be the case. But remember, this talks about, things don't taste as sweet as they used to. Late nights at the office and, stuff like that, right? So the Five of Cups, and this is closure, right? There's only two cups left. A pessimistic housewife despairs over three glasses spilled on her new carpet. It's really ugly carpet, right? It's sculptured, right? Yeah. Failing to see the two that still remain. When the Five of Cups appears in a reading, it's a sure sign that you need to stop crying over spilled milk or martinis and move on with your life. You've suffered emotional loss, but don't dismay. Just open your eyes to see all the good things that you still have. Yeah, so that's what someone's doing here. Um, Something wasn't satisfying to somebody, Capricorn, and they feel like you can satisfy them. That's how this looks. The mindset is the sun, and she's serving her husband, this breakfast, right? He's going to the office and she's wearing her apron. Back in the day, right, when, women were housewives, right? I don't think it's a bad thing if you have no, it's not, definitely not. A lot of women want to stay home but and take care of their kids when they're little, but it's so expensive now, right? Yeah, the cost of living is, yeah, it's the cost of living is kind of like the cost of luxury. At least, in most places here it is. And so the Sun card, we'll look at the Sun card. Yeah, I've been around for a while, so I would know. Yeah, definitely. About how things have changed, right? The Sun card is happiness, clarity, and optimism. Yes. Nothing brightens your morning like a hearty plate of sunny side ups. And those are eggs, of course. The sun brings happiness, optimism, prosperity, friendship, and a big bright smile. Your thoughts and ideas are well formed and unbroken. And in the near future, the Page of Pentacles, and there he is, Capricorn, and he is putting the dishes away for his mother. That's about value. And I want to be good to you. I want to be of service. I want to be attentive. I want to pay attention to the relationship and nurture it. So he's doing that for his mother. Page of Pentacles. Let's see what they have to say briefly. Possessions, determination, and fastidiousness. So what is fastidious? Like meticulous, like really paying attention to what you're supposed to do. Yeah, it is. And this is, yeah, it's about somebody who has great respect for money and expensive objects. Maybe somebody has money here. And this is also about somebody who's willing to go the extra mile, and that's what he's doing. And the Ten of Wands is in the concern, and here's the lady, and who is wearing high heels, and she has 10 mops and brooms in her house, in her hands. I don't, this is funny because, they're trying to show how something is burdening. She's not really going to mop or clean with 10 mops or, five brooms and five mops, and especially not in high heels. So that is a concern. Something is burdening here, right? Yeah, we already saw, that some things just aren't as sweet as they used to be with the Three of Swords, right? Yeah. Ten of Wands in the concern, control, burden, and weariness. Somebody's tired. Somebody's tired of their relationship. It's next to the Eight of Cups, or they were tired. They're tired and they're done, it looks like. It does look like that here. Eight of Cups showing up, and the Eight of Cups is a broken heart, disappointment, and a failed endeavor. This is in the environment. Somebody got their heart broken here. And or disappointed, right? They're not the same. Uh, I mean, if you get your heart broken, you're most likely 100% disappointed. But if you're disappointed, you're not always heartbroken. But she's got 8 coffee cups to wash. They're just trying to show next to the burdening card. And she's wiping her brow and she's very unhappy. Something has failed here, like a relationship, most likely. This is a wake-up call to let go of a long-term relationship that has boiled over, or a failing endeavor you have invested a great deal of passion in. Wow. Nine of Cups, hopes and fears. They're opening the gifts on Christmas morning together. They are each other's wish. They are. And the Tower is breaking the mold in the potential outcome. And she got a brand new Jello mold going on there. I'm not really into Jello. No, it's hooves, right? Jello is, animals' bones, right? It is with a lot of, food coloring and sugar, right? It's what it is. But if it's hot, if it's really hot, it is refreshing, especially when you put fruit in it and it's cold. But it's kind of, that was a big deal, Jello, back in the day. I don't think it is so much anymore. It's very fake. It has some collagen in it though for your skin and your hair and stuff like that. All right, repression, breaking the mold, questioning convention, repression. Somebody felt the tower is like when you break out of the tower, you break in the mold. Somebody felt repressed in their relationship. Gonna end this reading. I'm going over to your person's reading, Capricorn, if you want to see that. Um, and it could be, a confirmation of this one. It definitely could be, but let's see. But it should be from their perspective. Those are for the members. Thanks so much for joining me here. Today's your last day if you want to get a promotion for Capricorns. Yeah. And so let's see. And thanks so much for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. It does help me to keep these readings coming, Capricorn. You guys rock. Hit the little bell if you want to get, notifications from me for my uploads. And remember, I have psychic readings, I have tarot readings, I have a past life reading, super, super duper, if you really want to understand yourself at a soul level, right? Yeah. Thanks so much, you guys, for joining me here.